Hello and welcome to another video tutorial. My name is Claudio and today we cover the complex pronoun compositions in Italian. Now don't worry about the name. The reason why they're called complex pronouns, it's because we are contracting even more. Now I'll give you a very quick example and everything will be clear. Let's say that we want to say in Italian, you say to me. Pause the video now and try and do it by yourself and then come back here. This is what you would do if you were to translate literally from English to Italian. So, you say to me. Tu dici a me. Tu is the subject, you. Dici is the verb dire, the verb to say, conjugated in the second person singular. Me is the object and a is the particle to me, to me. So we have an indirect object, to me. When you have me, it's a direct object. When you have to me, it's an indirect object. We said plenty of times that in Italian, every time we can, we actually contract all the pronouns. So in this case, we would have tu mi dici, meaning basically a me would contract in a slightly shorter pronoun called indirect object pronoun, mi, and it would be placed before the verb. So mi dici is how you say in Italian, you say to me. Now what happens if we had to translate you say it to me, you say it to me? Now in this case, if we wanted to spell everything out, we would have you say it to me. Tu dici quello a me. However, we will never hear this. We will never hear somebody say this. What we'll hear is lo dici a me. So basically we contract the object and we place it before the verb. Lo dici a me. But what if we wanted to contract both? So the object and also the term a me. We would have mi lo dici. Mi lo dici. Why? Well, because we contracted the object and then we also contracted the indirect object, a me, using an indirect object pronoun that we have covered in the indirect object pronoun video. However, this is not right. And this is a rule that you have to remember. And this is the whole point of this video. Basically, the complex pronoun comes in every time you want to have a double contraction. So when you contract the object and you also contract the indirect object, the term a me, you have to use the indirect object particle, which is slightly different. So it would be me lo dici in this case. And sometimes the indirect object particle and the object particle lo or la or li or le can also link together. So they can also merge together and form a bigger word called complex pronoun. Glielo, glielo. So all the complex pronouns are melo, telo, glielo, glielo, cielo, velo, glielo. Sometimes they bound, sometimes they don't. However, they are slightly different from indirect object pronouns, so you have to be careful. Okay guys, so this is really advanced and this is probably the hardest lesson of the whole entire beginner series. This is how difficult as it gets. Unfortunately, the Italian language is really easy to pronounce but very hard to pin down in terms of grammar. The grammar in Italian is very rich and there's a lot of contractions, a lot of different levels of contraction, and here we are deep into channels. Okay, so we are now seeing how difficult this whole thing is. But trust me, it doesn't get harder than this. It doesn't get any harder than this. So the complex pronouns are indeed complex in the sense that it takes time and effort for you to actually understand when to use them and how to use them. But it's not too difficult. If you have a question, post a comment down below. Like the video if it was helpful. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.